Today was far from the average day on the job. This vault is a pre-installed grave liner. We begin our day bright and early at 4:30 in the morning, load up the buggy, and make the 2-hour drive south. This was a 9 a.m. graveside service, so it was an early start to say the least. When I arrived at the cemetery, I found that I was around 120 feet into the cemetery, so we loaded all our equipment onto the buggy, minus the lowering device, which needed to be carried out separately, and we made our way to the gravesite. And by the time I made my way out there, the gravediggers were just about done with the grave, so that I could use the buggy and the chains to remove the lid off of the grave liner. Pre-installed vaults are something that we don't do very often at all in our area and in general. Personally, I don't feel like there's a purpose to pre-install a burial vault, but this situation was somewhat different. This cemetery does not have the greatest record keeping, and the man being buried today wanted to make sure that no one was placed in the plot next to his wife. To remove the lid from the vault, we line up the buggy from the side or from the end, extend our support beams, and lower the cable down to the top of the grave before attaching our chains to the hooks on the top of the burial vault. The gravediggers dug a trench next to the vault so that when they got to the lid, they could use a shovel to remove the remaining dirt as to not damage the hooks on the top of the lid. Once our chains are attached, we can slowly begin raising the lid off of the base. That way we can inspect the interior of the burial vault. For being in the ground for almost 15 years, the interior of this grave liner is in fairly good condition. Grave liners are designed to allow water in and allow water out. That being said, there was only around a ½ inch of water in the bottom of the grave. To try to drain a little bit of that water, I created holes with a stake through the bottom of the holes in the vault, hoping to release some of the water out. And this is what a pre-installed grave liner looks like after 15 years of being interred. Now, truth be told, when I clocked in today, I did not know what I was getting into with this type of service. But so far so good. Stay tuned for part 2, where we set up our equipment over the grave.